Alright, what's going on, guys? 2025 has already been an amazing year for Souls-like games, with standout hits like First Berserker Kazan, Elden Ring nightreign, and the long-awaited DLC for Lies of P. But with all of that going on, you might not have been paying close attention because it looks like the next 365 days are about to be even crazier for Souls-likes. So today I want to look ahead and count down the top 5 with some honorable mentions, new Souls-like games coming out over the next year. All of the games on today's list are ARPGs that are either being marketed as a Souls-like or bear a very close resemblance to one. I know the line between genres is very thin, but I think the games we have to talk about today are pretty clear. But as we get started today, if you want to stay up to date on all things Souls-like news, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and now let's get into it. Now, these are going to go in no particular order, but I know a lot of you guys are very excited for the first one we're going to talk about. Just recently announced at Summer Game Fest was Nioh 3, the next installment of the Nioh series from Team Ninja, and a lot of you guys might already be playing the demo. Nioh 3 is a new open world take on this dark samurai genre with more twisted Japanese folklore that's a staple of the series. This game will feature 2 distinct playstyles, the ninja and the samurai, with unique weapons for each, and a wide variety of skills to employ as well. Now, according to the game's director, Nioh 3 is set around the same time as Nioh 2, but following a different character. So even if you have not played the first 2 games, you can still jump into Nioh 3 and understand it. Co-op is also returning in the game, allowing you to explore the open field together. But when the host triggers a boss fight, all players will regroup to fight it together. Now, the demo is going on for a few more weeks at the time of me posting this video, and impressions are generally pretty positive. I'm sure if you're a fan of Nioh 1 and 2, you will find plenty to love in Nioh 3. Or if you're generally just a fan of Souls-likes, you'll find plenty to love here as well. Currently, the release date is set for sometime in early 2026, and will be dropping on Steam and PlayStation 5. So y'all let me know down below if you're hyped for Nioh 3, and if you played the demo, what did you think? Now, the next game is one we've talked about here on the channel before and is actually set to release very soon. This is Wuchang Fallen Feathers. Coming from the studio Lean Z and 505 Games, Wuchang is a dark twist on Chinese folklore, where you play as Bai Wuchang, a female pirate who adventures through the war-torn and plague-ridden land of Shu during the late Ming Dynasty. The setting is among a cataclysm known as the Feathering, which is mutating the inhabitants of Shu into monsters, but is also the source of Bai Wuchang's power. Now, Wuchang Fallen Feathers is a pretty true-to-form Souls-like, but with a lot more emphasis on ability-based combat. Now, there has been a demo of the game that people got to play early, and the impressions are very solid. The game has a very strong power fantasy with all of the unique abilities and combos the player can pull off, really leaning into that Chinese wuxia combat style. For a general new Souls-like, it does look like a good time. Although many basic aspects of the game look like they are directly copied from Fromsoftware with games like Sekiro and Bloodborne, that is a generally good sign that if you like those games, you will probably like Wuchang as well. The level structure is Souls-based, and the game wears its Souls-like tag on its sleeve, with brutally difficult boss fights. You know what you're stepping into with this one. Now, Wuchang Fallen Feathers is dropping on July 23rd with a price tag of $50. If you enjoy Souls-like games, chances are you'll enjoy Wuchang Fallen Feathers. The next game on our list was one that took a lot of people by surprise with its announcement, and that is Mortal Shell 2. Now, when the original Mortal Shell dropped back in 2020, the reviews were slightly above average. But with other Souls-like games like Lords of the Fallen making their sequel exponentially better than the original, the question is now, is Mortal Shell 2 going to make a similar transformation? Well, the trailer looks absolutely awesome, and we know a little bit about the game. Mortal Shell 2 is a standalone sequel to the original Mortal Shell, which significantly evolves the original, promising a deep, immersive, and interconnected open world with visceral, satisfying combat. The game is boasting over 60 different dungeons to explore, with powerful bosses, unique story elements, creative weaponry, and a lot more. The gameplay revolves around locating the shells of ancient heroes, taking possession of them, and learning their combat styles and abilities. Now, we don't currently have any gameplay since it was just announced a few days ago, but there is open registration for a beta set to be coming sometime in early 2026, so if you want to get hands-on with the game early, definitely sign up for that. But I am curious, if you played the first Mortal Shell, what did you think of it? That is one of the Souls-likes that I missed during my time playing these, but I may have to check it out in preparation for this one. But also on the topic of unexpected sequels is Code Vein 2. Now, I did play the original Code Vein back when that came out, and I had some really mixed feelings about it. I really enjoyed the character creator, I liked the anime theme. The game was a lot of fun, especially the combat abilities and the boss fights, but I couldn't help but feel like when you got to about the halfway mark, you had seen all the game had to offer. But they have a chance here with Code Vein 2, since the actual framework of the original game was pretty good. But the question is, like Mortal Shell 2, how much are they going to evolve? And only time will tell. But we do have a little bit of knowledge into what this game is going to be. When it comes to story, things are very similar to the original, playing once again as a revenant, hunting horrors in the collapsed world, but this time guided by a mysterious girl named Lou, who can open portals into past time. So we have to go back into these pockets of the past to change the present, and alter the destiny of other revenants. Now, I do think the chances of Code Vein 2 being pretty good are high. The chances of it being great, I'm a bit skeptical, but we do know that it's at least going to be fun, as the first one was a lot of fun, but not very innovative, and I think that theme is going to carry over. But as of right now, we just don't know much about this game, aside from a little blurb and this short trailer. But it will be coming to all platforms sometime in 2026, so keep your eyes out for any more news about Code Vein 2. But before we get to the last one, let's discuss a few honorable mentions. First off, we gotta talk about Phantom Blade Zero. Now, the reason I'm putting this in honorable mention is because it's not technically a true Souls-like, but it's pretty dang close. Now, Phantom Blade Zero is kind of like Wuchang, where it's a dark twist on Chinese folklore, but with a big inspiration of Kung Fu and very flashy combat. Now, I have a video fully breaking down this game here on the channel, but people have gotten to play demos at many game shows over the last year, and resoundingly, everyone said this game is an absolute blast. The only problem is, we still don't have a release date, so when exactly we'll be able to get our hands on this game we don't know, but over the next year would be a pretty good guess. The other honorable mention I want to discuss is the next Lords of the Fallen game. Now, at the moment we don't know anything about it, but the official Lords of the Fallen account did tweet out this, announcing that their next installment in the Lords of the Fallen franchise is officially in development and will launch in 2026, across all platforms. Now, I really enjoyed Lords of the Fallen. I do understand the complaints some people had with it, but even though it was different, I had a lot of fun with it. Now, the game has been getting revamped by updates since its release, and the latest version 2.0 has had extremely positive feedback. So personally, I'm super hyped for whatever this next game is. I can't wait to learn more about it. But with a launch date sometime in 2026, we should be hearing more very soon. Now, of course, we cannot talk about a Souls-like list without mentioning the next installment by Fromsoftware, which, ironically, might actually be the least Souls-like game on this list. The Duskbloods is Fromsoftware's next game, which will be exclusively on the Switch too. This is very different than their traditional Souls-likes, having a focus on PvP elements while surviving in a harsh world of enemies. This is a multiplayer-focused game with some battle royale elements where you play as the Bloodsworn, competing with 7 other players to claim the primal blood. Now, we don't yet know a ton about what exactly this is, but we do know at least what it's going to be like, given of course that it is built from Software's games, and seems to be an amalgamation of pretty much everything they've done up to this point. Now, I know PvP isn't everybody's cup of tea, but this is definitely going to be an interesting game to check out regardless of how you feel about that, because of course it is From Software, but there are still going to be those classic From Software boss fights scattered throughout the world, so there's going to be plenty to love even if you don't really like PvP. But with all the attention on Elden Ring nightreign right now, we still have yet to hear more about Duskbloods since the announcement, but of course when we do learn more, this channel is your best bet to stay up to date. The Duskbloods is set to release in 2026 only on Nintendo Switch 2, unfortunately for many of us, but y'all let me know what you think about it down below. But those are the top 5 Souls-like games coming out over the next year that we currently know about. Let me know down in the comments section below which one are you most looking forward to. But if you enjoyed today's video, be sure to leave a like on it and subscribe if you're new around here, and I will catch you in the next one.